If you've been on the fence about buying, now is the time to pay attention. Mount Dora's real estate market is really picking up steam, with fewer homes available, rising prices, and faster sales than we've seen in months. The shift is really undeniable. The pace is quicker, the competition is stronger, and the window of opportunity is getting tighter. I'm Riley Hoffer, your Mount Dora realtor. I post videos each week about life and real estate here, so whether you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in 3 weeks or in 3 months, book a call with me and let's talk about your goals. But for now, let's get to it. So for this May market snapshot, we're going to take a look at market data from February through April of 2025 so you understand the trajectory of our local market here in the Mount Dora area. So let's start with inventory. In February of 2025, we had 9 months of inventory, which is well into buyer's market territory. Then in March, that dropped to 6 months. And in April, we dropped again to 5 months of inventory. So that is a really big shift in just a few months. A balanced market is typically around 5.5 months of inventory. So it looks like we're moving back to a little bit more of a competitive market for buyers. And while this doesn't mean we're necessarily seeing multiple offer situations across the board, it does mean that well-priced homes are not sitting long on the market, and that is really the key here. What's interesting is how inventory is tightening, but we're also seeing a big fluctuation in days on market. So February homes were sitting for just 22 days. In March, that jumped up to 48 days, but then in April, dropped all the way down to 17 days. So that kind of shift tells me that March may have had some overpriced properties, less desirable listings that were maybe dragging things out a bit. But in April, homes that hit the market were priced well and they were moving. Now let's talk about median sales price, and this is a big one. In February, the median sales price in Mount Dora was $310,000. In March, that jumped up to just under $400,000. And in April, we hit $427,500. That's almost a 38% increase from February to April. And while some of this could be seasonal because spring typically brings out a lot more serious buyers, jump like this could also be influenced by higher end properties or new construction that are coming onto the market. So prices are rising maybe a little bit, but that is no reason to panic if you're a buyer. There are still a lot of deals out there, especially when it comes to new construction that has incentives and resale inventory. So what are the big picture trends we're seeing as we're moving into late spring, early summer? What we're seeing is a lot of tightening inventory. More buyers are entering the market, and even though we started the year with a lot more homes on the market, we're now seeing that number balance out a little bit more. So that's creating a lot more competition for move-in ready or well-priced properties. And if this pace continues, we could see a little bit of a seller's market bounce back by midsummer. But it's not too likely considering that spring market here is always more popular and things tend to die off a little bit in the summer. We're also seeing continued price increases between higher end resale properties and newer construction properties hitting the market. Prices are going up a little bit. However, I am seeing resale properties in neighborhoods where there are a lot of concentration of properties. I am seeing those drop and even out, which is great news for buyers, especially if you're in the market for more of a typical maybe 3 to 4 bedroom Floridian style home that isn't too upgraded. Maybe it needs a little bit of TLC. Those are going to be your sweet spot if you're a buyer. And finally, strategic pricing is really going to be critical here if you're selling. So homes that are priced right are selling in under 3 weeks. The April drop to just 17 days on market is really proof of that. So if your home is sitting for more than a month, chances are you might need to look at a price decrease or a little bit of a marketing boost. So the age-old question I will always answer is now the time to buy or sell. Here's what I'll say to my buyers. If you are considering a move, you want to move quickly when the right property hits the market for you. And the reason I say this is because we're still seeing a lot of new construction come on the market. Typically between $10,000 and $15,000 is the incentive that's being offered. So it's hard for resale properties to compete with that if their homes are priced right at that same new construction market, or they're even priced a little bit higher. So if you're looking into a resale property that has maybe a little bit more charm or character, consider one that has a little bit of negotiating room, something that has been on the market a little bit longer. Whereas if you're considering a new construction property, take a look at the pricing. Make sure they're offering all of the incentives that will work for you, whether that's closing costs, whether that's a rate buy down. Make sure that that fits with your budget and your lifestyle before you make the decision. And again, if you're waiting for interest rates to drop, please do not hold your breath. We are likely still not going to see rates in the 5% until probably mid-2026. Now, I will say, if you are able to negotiate seller concessions for a rate buy down, then your rate is easily in the 5% range. That could happen with a new construction property where they're offering incentives. That could also happen with a resale property where maybe there's a little bit of wiggle room and the seller can offer $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 towards your closing costs. That can buy down your rate so it's more in the 5%. So what you need right now if you're in the market to buy a home in the Mount Dora area is an agent who knows how to get creative for you to win an offer, depending on what your specific needs are. Whether that's budget, whether that's timeline, your agent needs to consider those specific items. I would love to be that agent for you, so fill out my inquiry form below or give me a call, send me a text, and let's set up some time to talk about your specific needs. For my sellers, now that you've seen the numbers, you are seeing the shift of 17 days on average on market. So the right homes are definitely moving quickly, but that comes with great marketing and strategic pricing. One of my Farmstead 44 listings in Eustis was only on the market for 15 days last month, so it can certainly be done. But you need to make sure your property is ready before you list. And again, if you have questions about selling or you would like me to take a look at your specific property, fill out my inquiry form below or send me a message, give me a call. I would love to chat with you. Whether you're buying or selling, your situation is unique, and so is the monthly market data. So I am here to help you make the best possible move and decision for you. Again, feel free, book a call with me in the description box below, and be sure to subscribe for my latest videos that I release each week about life and real estate here in Mount Dora. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.